Today, I'm going to be sharing my experiences with two amazing new cycling computers, the Bryton S510 and the Bryton S810, the flagship from Bryton. Now, Bryton has been making cycling computers since 2009, and these latest editions should really have Garmin and Wahoo seriously concerned. I've been testing out both these cycling computers for the past few months, and there's a lot to like. From the impressive build quality to all the features you've come to expect from a premium cycling computer, these two have it all. Plus, there's a few extra features that I've never seen on any other cycling computer that come in pretty handy. Stay tuned, I'll cover those in a little bit. As an endurance cyclist and bike packer, there's one thing I value more than any other feature, and that's battery life. And Bryton boasts a 30-hour battery life for the S510 and a whopping 50 hours with the S810. Now, I haven't done any complex scientific battery tests, but I can say from my riding experience, the numbers seem pretty darn accurate. Plus, if you really want to push battery life, the S810 has some tricks up its sleeve that's not available in the 510. While they both offer an ambient light sensor to control the brightness of the screen, the S810 includes a feature that allows you to control the brightness within that automated setting. You can dial it down to eke out just a little bit more battery life if that's your thing. But if you really want to go nuts and eke out even more battery savings out of this thing, you can turn on the brightness saving feature. As far as I can tell, that's really just turning off the backlight entirely, but if you do that, you can almost double the battery life on this thing. I suppose this could be handy if you're near the end of a ride, the battery's running low, and you're worried it's not going to last. You can turn on the brightness saving feature and make it to the end and ensure you record your entire ride. But really, without a backlight, it's not particularly useful for anything more than recording. The S810 also allows you to control the recording interval. By default, it'll record every 1 second while riding, but you can adjust that down to 4 seconds to save even more battery life. Obviously, the fidelity of your recorded route is going to be a bit lower, but your battery savings will be significantly higher. While all these tricks to save on battery life are pretty handy, it's important to note that these are not used when calculating that initial 50-hour battery life. So you may be able to extend it beyond that. Now, I have yet to need any of this battery saving trickery, but it's nice to know it's there. Both computers include a color touchscreen and physical buttons. You can lock out the touchscreen and just use the buttons if that's your thing, but I found the touchscreen works great even in the rain. That touchscreen is 2.8 inches on the S510 and 3.5 inches on the 810. And the 810 also features curved glass at the edges, giving it a little extra premium touch, and smaller bezels. Overall, I find the 810 screen just appears to be a little brighter, a little more colorful. Both computers will work with all the sensors you can think of, from power and cadence to lights and radar. They work with smart trainers too. Pretty much anything I hooked up to this worked flawlessly and hooked up quickly. For all you data geeks out there, the S510 can support up to 10 data fields per page, and the S810 can support up to 12 data fields per page. So if you're the kind of person who likes to have normalized power TSS and all the data on the screen, you can get your fix. With the release of the S510 last year, Bryton introduced Climb Challenge 2.0, and that feature carried over to the new S810. The S810 has a slightly larger screen, which allows for a bit more data to be displayed, so there's a bit more climbing information available, but Climb Challenge works great on both devices, whether you're following a route or not. Climb Challenge 2.0 allows you to see details of the upcoming climb, various changes in grade and length of the climb, all the details you need to attack that climb with confidence or survive it, whatever the case may be. Both devices provide turn-by-turn navigation with no phone connection required. It makes following a route super simple. I've imported routes from Strava and Ride with GPS without issue. You can also import routes from Komoot, which I haven't tried. Following a route is super easy, and if you miss a turn, it will automatically reroute. Again, no phone connection required. All the rerouting is done on the device itself. Bryton's turn-by-turn feature includes something I've never seen before. While all devices will tell you a cue telling you to turn left and point an arrow in that general direction, Bryton's devices include a thumbnail of a map of that intersection with an overlaid arrow showing you exactly where to go. So if you're coming up on a complex intersection, it makes it brain dead easy to figure out which way to go, no guessing required. Maps come preloaded for the entire world, so you're ready to go out of the box. The detail of the maps is fantastic, allows you to see all the details you need with proper styling for everything from single track to major highways. The maps also include points of interest, everything from cafes to bus stops to bike shops. But they also include less useful information like parking lots. When passing through a major city, parking lots can overwhelm the map, showing so many parking lots that you can't see anything else. I really wish there was the ability to turn off parking lots. Now you can turn off POIs entirely, or you can turn off bus stops. I don't know why they chose that one, but you can't turn any others off. Hopefully this is a feature they'll be adding in the future. In the navigation space, Bryton has introduced another feature that I haven't seen in any other cycling computer. Bryton supports voice search. From the home screen, click Navigation, then click the microphone, then click the screen to start recording, and click it again to stop. Starbucks. So now it'll search for Starbucks near me. Listed out several, and now I can pick anyone. Several 0 miles, I find that hard to believe. 0.6, let's choose that. And then I can navigate to it. And it'll take me directly to that Starbucks. Super handy when you're bike packing and you need your caffeine fix, or you're looking for a McDonald's or anything else, looking for the city hall, a local park. So when you're mid-ride and you decide you want to go somewhere, you can just tap your device, hit search, and it'll take you right there. Voice navigation works on both the 510 and 810, but it's worth noting that you need a connection to the Bryton Active app running on your phone, and your phone needs a signal for this to work. So it's obviously not going to work to get you out of a jam in the middle of nowhere. Bryton's navigation features are top-notch, but I do have one complaint. When navigating, there's a red X here to stop navigation, and that's dangerously close to the minus sign to zoom out on the map. I find I oftentimes will click the X instead of the minus when trying to zoom out while riding down a bumpy road. It's not the end of the world. I can cancel out of canceling navigation and get back, but it makes zooming out a little difficult. I wish that placement was slightly different. At first glance, this looks like a typical Garmin quarter turn mount, but it's not. Bryton beefed it up a little bit so it won't fit in a typical Garmin mount. But if you want to use your existing Garmin accessories, there's 4 screws on the bottom here. You can take this off and replace it with a Garmin mount that is available, sold separately by Bryton. You can attach that and use your existing Garmin accessories without any problems. If you've invested in a variety of Garmin mounts over the years, this will be pretty handy to be able to replace that and use those. It's also worth noting that they don't sell this with any out front mount or anything else, just a typical puck with some rubber bands to attach it to your bars. So if you want an out front mount and you have one already for Garmin, then swap this out and you're good to go. As with pretty much any cycling computer, you can enable notifications. This allows for notifications to be passed through from your phone to your device, such as text messages, so you don't miss that critical message from your riding buddy who's gone missing. However, Bryton went a little overboard here. Instead of just text messages, which is pretty common across bike computers, Bryton enabled every message from your phone. So I get notifications from Domino's, from Grubhub, from Google, and worse yet, I have security cameras in my backyard, and those security cameras notify me when they detect motion. The other day on a ride, my wife was out doing gardening, and notifications went off literally every few seconds. My bike computer was rendered useless. Bryton told me that Android users have more control over this, but iOS only supports an all or nothing model. However, that doesn't seem to hold true because my Wahoo, IGP Sport, Garmin, Coros, etc., all those bike computers, they work much better. They typically use just text messages, while the Coros has gone even further and allows me to pick and choose which apps send me notifications. I absolutely love that feature of the Coros. But right now, I think engineers at Bryton have a little work to do to catch up because that all or nothing model simply won't work. If you're using Android, it's absolutely nothing to worry about. Now, I don't know what to call this feature, but if you tap on the screen from any of the data pages, it pulls up this info screen. This is where you can control the ambient light sensor, customize that if you're on the 810, not available on the 510. I like using it to show me temperature, my current altitude, some of the things that I don't really want in dedicated data fields. I can also see all the sensors I've attached. I'm nowhere near my bike, so it says I have no sensors at the moment. And you can add additional widgets. So I can edit that and choose what widgets I want to show up on that data screen. Pretty handy, but yeah, don't know what to call it. The bottom line is both the S510 and S810 are fantastic cycling computers. When compared to the competition, they're high quality offerings at an affordable price. Budget price, but they're not budget computers. Now last I checked, Amazon had the S510 for $205 US and the S810 for $299 US. To me, these are a tremendous value. Now you can't go wrong with either, but I do prefer the 810. The size to me is absolutely perfect. With my aging eyes, I can see the screen a little bit better because it's bigger, and I can fit a lot more information on here. When using the map, having that little extra real estate is handy. The Climb Challenge 2.0, being able to see some more detail, also handy, and just being able to fit more data on the screen. But all the features overall make the 810 a real value, and it's my top choice. If you're thinking about picking up one of these bad boys yourself, there's affiliate links down in the description below. Plus, if you found this video informative, helpful, descriptive, entertaining, please click like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. Thanks.
I've been watching all of Try's online channels to the morning. Once